Hello, everybody. I know this was last minute, but not last minute. This is a rescheduled live. And tell me if you guys like this circle. I did it on Chelsea did it on her live yesterday, and I thought it was really cute, so I wanted to try it out. But if you guys don't like it, it don't gotta be up here. You know what I mean? I am going to pull up the book. Let's see, where is the book? Hello, Miss Sandra. How are you, my dear? We are going to do chapter 8.
Chapter 8.
Oh my gosh, I did not mean to press play right now. Okay. 1 second as I sip on the protein drink. I was rushing to get here. I had just made spaghetti, so I was making dinner for everybody. I haven't even ate. Oh my gosh. Ugh, excuse me. I got my pen, my paper for the book club. Sorry I had to reschedule. But we're doing it today, honey. We are doing it today. Let me just fix my book. Okay, my book is fixed. And this is chapter 8. Excuse me, chapter 8. And the name of the chapter is The Right Decision Often Feels Wrong. Well then, this is going to be interesting. Sandra says, I am recovering from a stomach bug. Oh, I took today off. I'll be back to work tomorrow. That stomach bug, I promise you, it is taking everybody out. I am so sorry that you are experiencing that. Man, that stomach bug did me dirty. Ugh. But you know, when you're on Zepbound and you have the constipation as a side effect, it was nice to finally empty myself. TMI, for the first time since the start of my journey. Although I didn't like the cramping, the pain, terrible. So I am sorry you had to experience that, honey. I hope you are feeling better, or at least the stomach. I don't know if you're experiencing stomach cramps, but I hope it's getting better for you. She said, "How you're so sweet. I'm doing good. I was just busy. As soon as I woke up, it was like go, go, go. But everybody has their dinner. Everybody's happy. Everyone's good. So yes. Miss Cookie, hi honey, how are you? Thank you guys for checking in on my daughter. She's feeling a much better. I just had to go to urgent care to get her. See, she's doing good. To get her Zofran. Zofran's the only thing that works when she's experiencing vomiting. Because she'll vomit and vomit and vomit, which is, kids do it, but she'll do it until she gets dehydrated, until she won't drink anything. So I'm glad she's better. She got the Zofran. Within a couple hours, she started becoming herself again. Oh, thank God and praise God. I appreciate all of your guys' prayers and everything all the kind words that you said to me. I love you guys down for that. I love you guys down. So thank you. Cookie saying hi to Sandra. And Sandra saying hi to Cookie. Sandra says, the temporary weight loss is not right. The temporary weight loss. We will see how much it sticks. Yeah, I know I'm dehydrated, so some of it will come. Yeah, definitely. When you are sick and it kind of all the fluids leave you, and you try to double up, not double up, but you try to get more electrolytes, more fluids, more water. I don't know if you do chicken broth or bone broth, but it all helps. But yeah, it comes back. I did my first weigh-in for 2026, and I was to 118, but ever since yesterday, I've been like back up to 119. So it was just that pound of like, that fluid loss. But I do hope you get better, honey. I really do. Okay. We are doing chapter 8, like I said. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Oh, it feels like it's gonna come again. Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose. Sorry, I blow my nose really loud, so I muted myself. Sandra says, poor baby, we have Zofran. Yeah, Zofran on hand too. My youngest has the trouble with persistent vomiting. You already know, honey. You already know. She, like, one Zofran can last her a long time. Like, one packet, because, urgent care or your doctor, they only give you, like, about 10 of the dissolvable Zofrans. And so I've had hers for a while because it has, like, an expiration date of, like, a year. So I always kept it on hand, but I had just ran out, and I was like, oh, we gotta go. But yeah, no, I'm glad you can relate, but it also, like, it sucks too. Not gonna lie, it's terrible when our children have to go through it. Grace, hello, losing it, Grace. How are you, honey? Yes. She says, hey, Felicia. Hey, Cookie. Hey, Sandra. Cookie saying hi to Grace. Aw, Grace, you're such a sweetheart. She says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. I was thinking about making somebody else a moderator on here, but I know, Grace, you're a moderator for, I don't know how many people you moderate for, and if any of you guys want to be a moderator, let me know. I'll do. Cookie, I know, could be I don't know if you're too busy. I don't want to overwhelm people and be like, you're my moderator. Some people feel like they're like super dedicated to their moderator duties, and I don't want to feel like, Sandra, I don't know if you're available and whatnot. So she said, Felicia, you should join Delilah and I in our pack to reach Wonderland together. Yes, of course. You guys are trying to reach Wonderland. Wait, aren't you at like 2? Would you say you're at 2? I don't want to say you're at 2 something and then I don't know. You're pretty close though. You're pretty close. I think you're like 15 to like 20 pounds away from Wonderland. I'll make the pact. Trying to get to Wonderland. Oh, Grace says she'll do it. Yay! Okay, let's see. I'm happy to kick out trolls. Splendid. Wonderful. I will, as soon as, I don't know how to do it right. I mean, I could do it right now, but I'll do it after I get off this. So, Grace, you can be the busy bee moderator too. Yes. I appreciate you, Grace. I know you're a busy woman. And if you can never make it, I'm totally okay with that. Nobody has to be dedicated. You know what I mean? Nobody has to, like, if you can't be here, it is A-okay. And I understand, okay? She's a high Grace. Is that Kim J every single day? Hello. That's my girl. She said, hello, busy bees. My youngest granddaughter just got, oh no, and pneumonia. Thank God she's back to normal. Praise God and thank God. Because having both back to back in the day when I had the big C word, I went to the hospital and there was a man next to me who had both. He sound like, I don't even know how to explain it, but he was so raspy. I said, oh, take him first. He don't sound good. Sandra, you do it too? I'll put you on there too. Absolutely, girl. So Sandra and Cookie. I'm not Cookie. Sandra and Grace. Unless Cookie you want to too, girl. I don't care. I don't mind at all. Cookie said hi, Kim J, every single day. Oh, you're 217? Okay, yeah. Then we can make the pact to get to Wonderland. We are getting to Wonderland, honey. Absolutely. And there's Kim J. Don't forget to hit that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Here for when Kim is reading. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. She said, Sandra, you're right. You're right there. Oh, yeah, she is almost right. She's almost there, honey. Almost there. Oh, we're here because we love you. Oh, we want to rock with you when we can. Ooh, I love you too. You're close to Grace. Oh, yeah. And weight, I think Grace is what, 215 now? So you're closer to Grace in weight than I am. Grace is, the last time I saw she was like 215 or 214. You're 217 and I'm in between 219 and 218 now. So yeah. Oops, forgot, not supposed to see. Right. Not supposed to. It's been forever. I don't even know if we are able or not able to say it or not. Oh, excuse me, Cookie. Kim J says hi, Cookie. A lot of us will hit. Yeah, a lot of us are gonna hit Wonderland in 2026. 2026 is gonna be full of Wonderland. Oh my God! Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone. Over here minding y'all's book club's business. Anytime and every day. I love you. I miss you, girl. Yes. Thank you for being a part of the book club. Grace, hi, but don't give me too much honeybee. I don't. Yeah, you don't want this smoke. Yeah, you don't want the smoke from Miss Kim J every day. She'll give it to you every day. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jen. She says hi, Jen. Hi, Sandra, and hi, Jen F. I like that emoji for Jen. Yay. So, alrighty, guys. She said hi, ladies. Oh my gosh. I get so excited when Jen's here because she supports even in the bushes like Batman. Love her for that. Okay, so we're on chapter 8. Chapter 8 is 20 minutes and 17 seconds long. The next book club for me, okay, so the next one, chapter 9, is 21 minutes, and chapter 10 is going to be 41 minutes long. So when I do chapter 10, I'm probably going to play most of it and then like talk through just a little bit of it. That's a long chapter, girl. So just for ahead of time. Not right now. Right now is 20 minutes. And chapter 8, the right decision often feels wrong. Let's press play. Where is the play button? There you go. It feels wrong.
Recently, a listener of the Mel Robbins podcast wrote to me with this gut-wrenching question. Mel, I'm engaged and soon to be married. The wedding is just a few weeks away, and I know this should be one of the happiest moments of my life. But it's not. The closer we get to the wedding, the more my fiance and I are fighting. And I just can't shake this feeling of dread. Deep down, I'm afraid I'm making a huge mistake. I don't know what to do. The invitations are out. My parents and hers, they've already put down the deposits for everything. I don't want to disappoint my family. I don't want my parents to lose their money. I don't want to break my fiance's heart. I don't want her parents and everyone else that we know to hate me. How do I call this off? Just reading the question, I could feel my heart seize. I bet yours did too. Because when the stakes feel this high, the right answer will always feel wrong. On the surface, the answer's simple, even though it doesn't feel like it. You already know what the answer is, don't you? He should call the wedding off. If you're dreading the wedding, you are making a mistake. If you can't stop thinking about calling it off, then you should. But just because the right decision is clear doesn't mean it's an easy decision to make. And that's because the human experience is largely an emotional one. What seems logical on the surface doesn't feel logical when you know it is going to cause other people a lot of pain. But too often in life, when you're in that kind of dilemma, what do you choose? You choose to inflict the pain on yourself instead of making a decision that you know deep down is right for you, but it's going to be painful for other people to accept. The groom who wrote to me, he knows intellectually what he needs to do. The problem is his emotions. See, he wrote to me not looking for an answer. He wrote to me because he's seeking reassurance. He has no idea how to handle all of the emotions that he's feeling, the conflict in his body, and he definitely has no idea how to deal with the emotional tidal wave that it's going to inflict on other people. Agonizing over a difficult decision, it's a mentally healthy response to making a difficult decision. The fact that he's worried about other people, that's a sign that he's a good person. And there are going to be many times in your life when people are going to be mad, disappointed, devastated, and even heartbroken by the things you say or do. There just will be. You have to learn to be able to separate yourself from your emotions and the emotional reactions of other people when you are trying to determine the right decision to make for you. You can't let your emotions drive your decisions because they will often stop you from making the right decisions. And look, this is a hell of a lot more difficult than it seems. It can be devastating to make the right decision. It can be absolutely heartbreaking to be honest with somebody. It can feel like the decision might just destroy you from the inside out, especially when it hurts someone you love. Just take the situation with the groom who wants to call off his wedding and he doesn't know how. You probably felt a wave of dread wash over you as you read through the message. And you and I don't even know this person. That's how powerful emotions are. I want you to just imagine for a minute that the groom finds the courage to call off the wedding. And he's about to tell his fiancée. You can feel the weight in your chest as you picture him sitting his fiancée down and saying, "We have to talk." You can imagine him making the phone call and telling his parents. And your heart tightens as you picture the grief clogging the bride's throat when she has to call hers. And you can feel the anger swelling up in her father's chest as he experiences the heartbreak of his baby girl. Dad, he ended it. He just called off the wedding. And you're just listening to me describe this and thinking about the situation. And it's creating an emotional reaction inside of you. It's automatic. And this is why letting people down and breaking their hearts, it's one of the hardest things you're going to have to do in life. And it's why we avoid it like the plague. It's painful. And here's what I want to remind you. Adults are allowed to feel however they're going to feel. And they're allowed to be angry, broken, devastated, overwhelmed, embarrassed, and extremely pissed off at you. You can't control it. But you try to control it. How? By avoiding the truth. We've all done this. It's why you found yourself staying in the wrong relationship or the wrong job or in the wrong patterns of behavior for years. It's why you still haven't called out your friend for talking behind your back or confronted your mom or taken a leave of absence or confessed to your best friend that you're actually in love with them. It feels easier to just avoid it because avoiding it means you don't have to face it. But easier now always makes it harder later. Avoiding hard conversations now isn't going to make them any easier. In fact, from experience, I can tell you that the longer you wait, the more painful it's going to get. Choosing not to do what's right for you will do nothing but cause you more pain.
Okay, pause you right there. Woo! That was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in. Let me say hi real quick to the people that came in. Let me say hello to. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. To Miss Day, honey, hello, how are you? Yes, yay. Hi, Day, how are you? Love you much. Thank you for being here, honey. Yes. She said hugs. I showed you the hug right back, girl. Yes. We got Mariella's. Hello. I know she said she had to be right back. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Really much appreciate that, Mariella's. Love you down for that. And she said, Miss Day said, looking thinner in the face, Mama. Oh, thank you, girl. I'm trying. I'm trying every day. Thank you. And then we have snatched, honey. Love that word. Love it. Love it. Thank you. We got Miss Delilah. Hello, girl. Thank you, Delilah, for letting me reschedule. I love this book club, you guys. It means so much to me. Love it every time I'm on here. Love it every time Delilah's on. Thank all of you guys for understanding. And I know it's supposed to be Saturdays, but just thank you everybody for understanding. And then we have Miss Journey of Alive. She's catching up. Thank you for coming. Love you much for that. Absolutely. Mariella says, love your my element chili mango. That surprised me. Loved it. I mean, it was very different. Did not expect the spiciness. I love anything spicy. Give it to me spicy. Loved it. So yeah, my next one is chocolate salt. I'm gonna do a short of that today while I got my face on. So look forward to that. And then we have a Miss. Here you go, Mia. Hi, girl. Hello. Sorry I haven't messaged you back all day, girl. I was busy the minute I woke up. Boom, had to get up, had to go, had to make dinner, had to make sure everyone was okay before I came on the live. We'll definitely get back at you, girl. I just saw you said my foot is still infected. Got 10 days of antibiotics. Got another. You got another 10-day. Ooh, that is a tough infection if you have another 10 days. And I was talking to somebody about this last night. Like the feet are like very important when it comes. Like they have a lot of precautions when it comes to like infection control, especially if you do have like type 2 and stuff like. I know you don't have type 2, but we were talking about the importance of our feet last night. It just came up in a conversation, but I really do hope that it does get better because feet pain, all your nerving in your feet, terrible, horrendous. So we are continuing to pray for you. We are continuing to cheer you on for it to get better. Absolutely. Thank you for that, honey. Cookie says, why am I getting sad listening to this dang sad situation? I know. She said it in a sad tone, too. But we're going to get into it. Don't worry. Cookie says, I've been watching too much Hallmark. Oh, yeah, I like the happy ending, not the real life situation. I love me a good Hallmark, especially like the Christmas one. There's a channel, I don't know where it is, but they only show Hallmark Christmas movies. If you're ever in a terrible mood, pop that on. It may seem cheesy at first, but it'll always put you in a better mood. And you'll find random actors on there too that you're like, oh, okay. Kim J said, Lord, help help us, Lord, give us the strength and wisdom on how to move forward if/when something here resonates some way, somehow. And that is everything. Absolutely. Love you, Kim, because she is a woman of faith. And when you are of faith, I always tend to forget because like as much as I am of faith, my very human side comes out and I'll always just kind of like that'll be my first reaction, and I know now to get better with that. But I want to get to a stage where I am like Miss Kim, where I can just be like, I have an issue. First thing, go to the Lord, because that's what we're supposed to do if we're of faith and everything like that. So thank you for always reminding me just every day about that, and all of us here, absolutely. She said, "Oh, Cookie, definitely understand, hun. I feel you." Yes. And she says, "Praying for your recovery, Mia." Absolutely. She says, "Thank you, Kim J. There's always a way into our hearts." Oh, and it's beautiful. And I know this chapter, she was talking about like the fiance. He wanted to cancel the wedding, and the heartache of like the bride, the father of the bride, and how angry she might be. But I guess I'm the type of person, like, if it was me and the day I walked down the aisle, and if he had any second thoughts about that day, just let me know. I would rather you tell me now than to sign those documents and it is sealed and then go through so much more. And I'm like that with everything, even in like when we were in a, like just a regular relationship, like boyfriend, and in any relationship I've ever been in. Like, and that doesn't just mean like intimate relationships, that's friendships, that's like coworkers, that's a different type of relationship too. Any type of platonic, anything. I'd rather have you just tell me. Just tell me. Say it to my face so that I know how to go about it. Because if you're hiding something, any disdain, any ill will, any ill feelings, I would rather know. And I would rather know that, like, how do you say it? I hope that my personality gives off something that's like you are able to tell me. You know what I mean? Because even when we do lose friendships, sometimes when you lose people who are not in an intimate relationship with you, we tend to like just kind of go away and avoid the situation. But then again, I always say that like silence is also a very valid option. If you feel like I've done all I could with a relationship or with somebody else, just anybody, I've done all I could, maybe I should have done more, maybe I should have just been there a little better. But if you feel like in your heart you've done everything you could and the other person is just not going to ever meet you that halfway or understand you that halfway, you got to realize, is it not talking to you anymore? Is that me running away from my issues? Or is that me in a way confronting this and being like, I just I don't want to speak anymore. I don't want to say anything anymore. There's nothing else to give to you anymore because I have given you so many options, so many things. And as much as it's like, yeah, there are things we do and we ignore and it just festers and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the time that you do talk to them or whoever, in the situation, whether, family, anything, and then it just kind of gets too overmuch and everything explodes. I always struggle with the fact of like, do I confront them knowing that they're a confrontational person and let it blow up? Or do I choose silence as a valid option? Those are always my struggles of what to do. But yeah, let's look in the chat. Delilah says, "Hey Mia, hope you're feeling better." Absolutely. Delilah says, "Hey Cookie." Day says, "Sending you healing vibes." Ugh, the healing vibes. There you go. Helping each grow better. Yes, better together. Like that. Day says, "Big thanks to Queen Pickle and Queen B for this awesome book club." Oh, you're welcome. Facilitating wonderful group chats, authentic, vulnerable vulnerable community. Couldn't say that, but I felt every word of it. You're welcome. Yes, and I'm so glad Delilah did come up with the idea of like, let's do this. It's been wonderful. It's been amazing. It's been everything. And we're not even halfway through the book, so there is more to come. And I love it every time. I love talking, healing, growing. There you go. Correct. Yeah, yes, correct, Kim. Cookie says, "I find it hard to hurt someone's feelings." And that is valid. That is completely valid, especially when you come from a good heart. Good-hearted people really don't like confrontation. They don't like to bring anybody down. They don't like it. They like to be positive all the time. They don't like to say it to you to where it's like, you're not acting right. you're not acting like you're supposed to. You're like, not acting, but you're not being like a good person, because since you are a good person, you know what good people do, how they behave. So when you find somebody who's just naturally just not a great person, it's tough to be like, I don't want to tell you this, but goodness, you are just not okay in a lot of ways. And I've had to learn there are a lot of different ways to try to confront confrontation. It is not easy. And sometimes you do have to go toe to toe with people, and it's unfortunate, but there's some people that hold so much in them, and they like that whole saying, like, hurt people will hurt people. Some people just are out there and they like to hurt other people because they're hurt. And if you grow emotionally, mentally, you could point it out. You could see it, you could define it, and you could be like, okay, that's just who you are. Now, you could have that option of say it to them, and you'll kind of already know the reaction, or you could be like, I give up. I'm not that person for you. I'm not your therapist. I'm not who you think I am. You could have it. And that's where it's like, let them. You got to do what you got to do. But for the instance of the altar, yeah, if you're going to marry me and you don't even love me like that, tell me. What makes you think I want to be fully committed to you and you're already having doubt? That's crazy. Delilah says, all day we try, but really, if it wasn't for you all, this wouldn't, yes, it wouldn't work. So thank you all for being here every week. Absolutely. If it wasn't for any of you guys, and me and Delilah would just be in the chat, and we would love every minute of it too. And we would just be here. But the fact that you guys are all here, all willing to be vulnerable, all willing to, on a drop of a dime, be like, this is my input. We feel it and we validate it because we've lived it and we love it and we love learning from it. Absolutely. Mia says, you don't have to hurt anyone's feelings if it's how you feel. If they are a real friend. And that's a whole different thing too. If you got a solid friend or a solid relationship, whether that, like I said, work, family, romantic, if it's, you can tell them straight to their face how you feel. And be like, look, this is what it is. This is my truth. And I always say that, like, you have your own truth, I have my own truth. Like, if I say that you're a good person and you're like, no, I'm not a good person, you can't take that away from me. That's my truth of how I view you. Now, if somebody were to tell me, Felicia, you're not a good person, I can't take that away from them. That's their experience of me. And that's the truth in both of it. But if you're friends, you could say things to your friends or any relationship, and they'll be like, that's valid. I see it. Or you can even agree to disagree, but still have that connection. That's beautiful, Mia. Thank you. She said, yes, Sunshine, this is a great book. I'm glad I joined in on this one. Thanks, B, and thanks, Pickle Posse. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you, Cookie. Absolutely. Okay, Trini says, okay, I'm all cut up. Hello, beautiful ladies. Grace, Sunshine, Kim J. I'm sorry I saw you saying hello to me just now. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Yes, no, I know we are busy. It's a Monday out of all days. I know a lot of us, our kids are going back to school pretty soon. Mine's go back to school tomorrow. I need a break. So, like, no, it's totally fine. Totally okay. She's saying, heart cookie. I'm here listening, but I have a migraine, so I'm trying to coast it. No worries. You understand when I needed the time. I understand when you need the time. Totally understandable. You are totally fine. Cookie said, if they're not a good person, it's easier to get them out of my life. Absolutely. And there are some good people that don't do good things. And that's a whole other thing, you know? And you got to always determine whether you can say it or not. That's always my thing. But great point. Mariela says, same. I had to learn how to do healthy confrontations for my own good. Yes, that's a good way to put it. Very healthy. And just like Mel Robbins said, it's disconnecting your feelings from the situation. So, of course, it's easy to be mad in the moment. Of course, it's easy to be crying or screaming in a moment, but to remove your emotions from that moment so that you can better get your point to where it's like, look, this is my issue and this is my boundary. If you can remove your emotions from that and the other person could see you from what you're saying and not have to feel like, oh my gosh, she's screaming, I'm already tuned out, or oh, she's crying, oh my gosh, I gotta give her sympathy. The hardest thing to do is remove your emotions from a situation that you're trying to explain, especially when you talk about something not so positive to somebody. People don't like to hear negative about themselves at all. It takes a special type of person that you can say something negative to them and they're like, okay, I could see that. All right, I totally understand where you're coming from. It's very rare. Not a lot of people could take that and look at it from a healthy point of view. So to learn how to have those healthy confrontations is very important, because a lot of adults, a lot of people are just not in tune with their emotions. They don't know when to disconnect them, when to reconnect them, and such. So thank you for bringing that up. He says, also, if you want me to be a moderator, okay, girl. So I got 3 people. Wonderful, splendid. Sunshine said, oh no, D, yeah, I hope you feel better, sweetheart. And it's okay. Coast on by through here, you're okay. Mariela, I hate all confrontations. We do, and unfortunately we live with other human beings, and being human, we're all complex, and we all have emotions, and we all have something to say. People feel like, I have something to say, and there's those people that they like to say what they say, and there's some people who like to sit back and listen. Most people are that I have something to say, and so it's hard that we live with other human beings, and confrontation's kind of the inevitable sometimes, even if we try to live as peaceful as we can. Oh, she's asking, did you take your medicine, honey? For Delilah. I am saying, but as I got older, it got easier. Yes, as you get older, it gets easier. I don't know why. Like, when I was in my 20s, I was like, I have to please everybody. It's, as you get older, yeah, you're kind of like, I don't have the energy for this. I don't have the time for this. I don't have the mental capacity for it no more. And a lot of anxieties go away that way too. So I am thankful for time. Journey says, it's okay, Delilah. Feel better soon, Omega. Absolutely. I'm here to help anytime. Oh, and I love you for it. I love your profile picture. I just seen it right now. I was not staring at it as hard, but gorgeous, honey. Cookie says, yeah, Grace, I'd rather ignore you than to confront you. Yeah. And a lot of people don't like the ignoring factor, but silence is always an option. Never forget to be silent to somebody. They will know, and I 9 out of 10 times will tell you, they will know they did something that wasn't okay, because they have to reflect back on their behavior. Like, did I do something? Was it something that I did? And if they don't, then they're just not really ready to mature in that type of way. He says, I'm not the confrontational type, but but it'll be written. Care to know why I get confrontational. Oh, if they don't care why, I'll get confrontational. Okay, if need be. And that's on everything. Some people wear their emotions on their face because they're like, I'm not going to say it out loud. Because that old saying, like, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Which is totally valid. If you got nothing nice to say, there's no need for it, you know? Especially, like you said, the older we get, there's no need for it. But yeah, it's time to go toe-to-toe with somebody. It is what it is. If you caught me in a very human moment where I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to go back and forth with you and try to analyze and try to debate and try to get into, be considerate of your feelings and considerate of my feelings. I try to make that the last option, but it's very much still that option of I can very much, it can go a two-way street. So yeah, thank you. She said, Delilah, I hope you feel better from Kim J. Yes. Losing It Grace says, Journey, my kids tell me I have a great poker face, so it's easy to just coast. Yeah. Aww. And there's some people like that. They got an incredible poker face, and you just don't know what's going on with them. They're like, "Are you okay? Are you sure?" I could be like that sometimes, where I will be heated in a moment, and then somebody will look at me, and I'm like, "No, I'm fine," because I know I can handle it. I'm like, let me just stew about this. I'm not gonna let it fester. I'll get over it. In other words, Cookie says, "B, you best sign all these folks up to be a moderator. You got a bunch. I wouldn't know how to be one, but someday I will learn the ropes." Absolutely. No, I got 3. I got Grace, I got Sandra, and now I have Journey. Yes, absolutely. Awesome Marielas and Cookie. That's one of my favorite emojis. That it looks like you're about to give somebody a hug. Journey says, "LOL, Grace, I bet you do. Let's go to Vegas, Chica." Ah! Vegas, honey. Grace says, who is this unicorn you speak of? It's not like anybody in particular. It's like multiple people I've dealt with. I've dealt with multiple friends, coworkers, ex-partners, that because I'm so nice and I've always been this type of person, a lot of people tend to take my kindness as weakness. But kindness is my biggest strength I do have. Because my dad always taught me, like, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But he also taught me to, like, kill people with kindness. I don't mean to say the K word on here, but, like, end them with kindness. And that has worked a lot better for me than anything that has ever been, like, real toe-to-toe confrontational with people. Some people, they only understand, getting down. And there's some people who only understand by talking to them. So, yeah, no, it's multiple different experiences. And if you are a nice person, you can always stay a nice person. Don't let the world make you rough. But, yeah, no. Cookie, when are you going to Vegas? I'm going next week, hoping to meet Paul. You're going to meet Paul. I'm hoping you're meeting Paul Amadeus Lane and his wife and RMZ while I'm there. Cookie be in Vegas, honey. When I tell you Cookie is in Vegas, honey, she is in Vegas. Yes, let her know. And if you happen to meet Paul on Wheels, take a picture, send me an email. Also tell him I said love him down. Hello. I love me some Paul. She's saying yes, yesterday was 2 aboard daily over the last 4 days. Good. I'm glad you took your medicine, as you should. Journey says, Cookie, that is awesome. I will totally go. I'm only a 4-hour drive away, except we made plans to go up to the mountains next week. Aww! Well, have fun in the mountains. Absolutely. Journey, one day, my friend. Oh, she's signing that money, honey. Grace, whenever you're ready, I'll meet you there. Oh. She said that would have been so cool. Absolutely. Jenny says, I go to Vegas as much as you can go on cruises. Wow, I did not know you were in Vegas like that. Age ain't nothing but a number, and that's on everything. Me too, Journey. Vegas is my home away from home. Yeah, when I tell you, I heard Cookie being she's in the GOP1 streets, and she's in the Vegas streets. Yep, Journey, I feel you on that. Journey, Cookie, I've never been. You've never been? You gotta get to it, girl. It's everything. It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. Me too, Cookie. Oh, she says, me, pick me too. You're so cute. She's like, Mia says, I've never been to Las Vegas either. Really? I'd probably end up doing the most and not come home. And that's on everything, as you should. Yeah, no, Vegas is a vibe. I've been 3 times. Twice before I had kids, and once while I was pregnant. I had to go for one last time. Journey says, "Oh, the world made me rough, all right, and that's why I don't stay quiet like I did when I was growing up." Yeah, and it is unfortunate, but you get to appreciate the kindness more because you could show people true kindness because you know that even if you are a little rough and you show the world your rough side because you have to, you're protecting yourself, you're putting up that guard, that when you do give somebody kindness, it's real genuine. Real genuine. Kindness is people's strongest powers. It's not anger, it's not hate, it's not none of that. It is your real kindness, the love that you're able to show. Absolutely. Oh, I'll make you a moderator too. Okay, so I'm gonna write it down. So it's Grace, it's Sandra, it's Journey, and it's Miss Day. Miss Day every day. Cool. And also, if you get the moderator thing, you guys do not have to be at every single one of my live streams. It is okay. It is all peachy. I know you guys all have different lives. Or even if you're here for a second and you gotta dip out, it's totally cool, totally fine. I do not I'm not gonna you're here, no, never leave. You know what I mean? Like, you're fine. Miss Kim just said yes. And yes, in Vegas you can have a great time and bring your big spirits. Yes. It is fun. Oh, she's smiling at Mia. She's laughing at Mia. She said, I saw where Bunny XO is on one side of the strip and Jelly is on the other side. That's couple goals there. Oh, locking down the Vegas strip. Yes. You'll never know what's really going on over there. I've been to the old school side of Vegas, like Circus, and I've been to the other side of Vegas where it's kind of new age. Man, just walking up and down the street, you just never know what's going on. It is a blast. Absolutely. I love my favorite holiday is coming up soon. I took my lights down on my tree. I took all the Christmas decorations down. Valentine's Day, honey, my favorite holiday because I love. Oh my god. I can't wait to film a video so that I can show you guys all my Christmas. I'm not my Christmas. All my Valentine's decorations because I go all out. Let's see. Journey says, I'm kind, but the world made me rough. I just mean I don't let people take advantage of my kindness. Yes. Don't ever let people take advantage of your kindness. I feel like I'm a lot rougher than I'm supposed to be, too. I feel like we're two of the same people when it comes to that. We know how kind we really are, how sweet we really, really are to people. But when the get down needs to get down, we're there, too. We don't want to, but sometimes the situation calls for it. And it is what it is. Mia is Jelly Roll in hiding it. I saw a video that he said he lost it the natural way, it was a video that came on yesterday, and it said that he lost it without a GLP-1. I don't know. It could have been some type of TMZ type of thing, but that's what I was seeing. I was on the YouTube video. I was talking about Jelly Roll to Chelsea yesterday. That's why I think it popped up. Oh, he's on metformin and spending time in a cabin in the woods, working and leading, working with leading lady in food. Oh, yeah, I heard that he just wasn't on one. Good for him though. He lost all that weight. It's not that he looks better, but he looks healthier. When you're that big, you don't care kind of what you look like when you're thinner. It's just as long as you're healthier at the end of the day. Okay, I'm gonna press play. Well, let me go one more. Grace, I don't know. You didn't ask me. I think he is. I didn't like at the end of the video where he says he did it the right way. Oh yeah, I know the video. But if he's on metformin, does that mean he's diabetic? I'm just saying he qualifies for Manjaro, if that's what it is. Came to terms with his food demons. Oh, okay. Well, at least he's healing that part of him. Nobody gets to that size without realizing there was something not okay. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to press play.
So you're probably wondering, Mel, what happened to the groom? Did he call off the wedding? I don't know. Do I hope he did? Yes. I hope he did for his sake. And I hope he did for hers. Everyone deserves to be with somebody who wants to be with them. Do you know how cruel it is to stay in a relationship with somebody that you know isn't the right person for you because you're too scared to make them upset? That's cruel and cowardly. And yet we all do it. That's because our emotions are so scary and we don't know how to deal with them. And I'm here to tell you there's a better way. In life, the most courageous, honorable, and kind thing to do is to tell someone you don't want to be with them. The most courageous, honorable, and kind thing to do for yourself is to not stay in a career that makes you miserable, even though your father expects you to be an accountant for the rest of your life. What a sad waste of your life. All because you don't want to disappoint someone? It's hard to be honest, especially when other people are going to feel negative emotions or have negative opinions about you. And I get it. You don't want to deal with their guilt. You don't want to hear them venting at you or raging at you. You don't want to experience the bad mood or the shame that you feel. So you just avoid them. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, I just avoid confrontation. I don't like confrontation. But I want you to consider something. You're not avoiding confrontation with someone else. You're avoiding someone else's emotions. The only confrontation or conflict is the conflict you feel internally about the fact that you know the right decision is going to hurt someone else. And you don't want to deal with their reactions. That's not fair. But it's what people do. It's why people stay in marriages for a decade, even when they know it ended a long time ago. It's why people stay in jobs for too long. It's why people pick majors and career paths and then stay in them. It's because they're afraid of making a decision. It's going to cause someone else to feel something. And if you understand that emotions are normal in life and that adults are allowed to feel the ups and the downs and they can survive it and you can survive it too, I think you'd be more courageous. I think you'd be honest. It's not your job to protect everybody else from feeling emotions. Your job and your responsibility is to live your life in a way that's aligned with your values. Sometimes that's going to hurt someone. It's going to disappoint them. It's going to cause pain or heartbreak or grief, knowing that your decision is going to impact someone else. When I know my actions may disappoint or upset someone, I find it helpful to remember Dr. Lisa D'Amour's framing that negative emotions are a mentally healthy response to the upsetting things in life. People are allowed to be upset when you change your mind. They're allowed to be disappointed or heartbroken when you break up. People are allowed to be depressed when they lose their job. So how do you do this? How do you manage the excruciating level of guilt and discomfort you are going to feel when you make that hard decision that you know is the right decision for you, but it is going to send a tidal wave of pain through other people's lives? Well, the only way I have ever been able to figure out how to do this is to learn to ride the emotional wave. What's helped me is thinking about emotional discomfort like learning to ride a wave in the ocean. Because at their core, as we've discussed, emotions are just like waves. They rise, they fall. Some days, your life is going to be steady, still, and calm. We love those days. Other days, like the day you call off the wedding, there's a hurricane that hits, and you're going to feel like you're drowning. But you will not drown. Will it suck to call off the wedding? Yes. Will it be one of the most painful experiences of your life? Yes. Will her dad want to kill you? Definitely, for at least a few months. Will your parents lose their deposit and be furious with you? Yes. Will their hearts break because they loved your fiance too? Yes. They're going to grieve the loss of what they thought would have been great. And then slowly, as you let them feel whatever they need to feel, and you let yourself feel whatever you need to feel, and you don't try to control it, you don't avoid it, you don't change it, you don't fix it, you just let adults feel what they need to feel. Life has a funny way of going back to a new normal, a better normal. Eventually, your parents will understand not only why you made the decision, but they're going to be proud of you for having the bravery and the integrity to do it. Let them. Let them have their opinions. Let them have their anger. Let them have their reactions. Let them judge. Let them talk. And then let me have mine. Let your emotions rise up and give yourself the space to process your emotions too. Let me is the part where you have to remind yourself that this too shall pass. That honesty and truth are what you value above all else. And that you are stronger than anyone else's emotional reactions. Never let someone else's emotional reactions keep you from making the hard decision. Let me be honest with myself, and let me be honest with other people. Let me do the hard thing that is so painful right now, because I know it's the right thing to do, and it's going to save me from so much pain later. Let me give myself the opportunity to have the life I deserve. And that begins with making the right decision, no matter how wrong it may feel. Whether it's the decision to end a relationship, or to change your career, or to move out of your hometown and go halfway across the country, whether it's a decision to embrace your sexuality, there is some decision that you know is right for you, but you have been so scared about how it's going to impact other people. And this is where the let them theory helps you find the courage to do what you know is right for you, even though it's a hard decision to make. Because the fact is, once you make the decision, I promise you, you have everything you need to ride the wave. And every time you make the right decision, even though it feels wrong, you take responsibility for creating the life you deserve. And if you can't give yourself permission, let me. Your friend Mel is giving you the permission to make the hard decision. So let's summarize everything that you and I have covered in the last 2 chapters about dealing with someone else's emotional reactions and people who are emotionally immature. Right now, you're allowing other people's reactions and emotions to truly dictate what you do and you don't do. And the let them theory is going to empower you to take a step back when another adult is acting like a child or when they're upset by what you're about to do. So let me just highlight the problem with how you're moving through life right now. You're allowing other people's emotional maturity to have power over your life because you're allowing someone else's outbursts or guilt trips and reactions to dictate your actions, decisions, and that makes you constantly have to manage other people's emotions rather than just focusing on what's right for you. And that means that you're always prioritizing the emotional needs of other people at the expense of your own happiness. Here's the truth that you learned. Other people's emotional reactions are not your responsibility to manage. You cannot control how another person is going to feel, how they're going to respond, nor can you fix their emotional immaturity. And you've also learned that most adults have the emotional maturity of an 8-year-old. And there's nothing that you can do that can change that. Their work to do. So what's the solution? The solution is using the let them theory so that you stay in control even when another adult is acting like a child and having some kind of emotional outburst. It also means that you learn how to make the right decisions and the hard decisions, the ones that you know in your heart you need to make, even if they're going to hurt other people. You maintain your power when you stop taking on the burden of other people's emotions and instead act in a way that aligns with your truth and your values. So every time you say, let them, you give other people the space to experience their emotions without making it your responsibility to manage or fix them. When you say, let me, you find the courage to make the right decision for you, even when it feels wrong to everyone else. It's time to grow up and act like a mature adult. Okay, so we've just covered 3 of
Okay, I paused it there. There's like 30 seconds left. But that was the end of chapter 8. And she said a lot of great points. She said points as like, when it sometimes it takes time to process a confrontation or process a certain emotion. And for some people, they can process it on the spot. And then there's some people where it takes them, depending on what the situation is, a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks. Some people, years. Some people, they just don't do it. But to let you and let them is giving yourself that space of like, okay, if I let you do what you're going to do right now, I can process how my reaction's going to be. I think that's a big thing, and especially how she said like adults even don't even know how to deal with their issues or their emotions. A lot of it, ooh, my phone going off, my bad. A lot of things of when she says like adults do act like children, what I've learned from behavior therapy is that there's like the ABCs of life. So there's the A, which is the antecedent, which is when you know something's about to happen. You'll see it in children more times, but you'll see it as like, you know, a kid's kind of getting fussy because they either can't get what they want, they can't say what they need, whatever it may be. So that's the A. The B is the behavior part. How did they react, or how do adults react? So something's happening, soon after the behavior is going to happen. Now, C is the consequence of what the behavior is. For example, you may say something to somebody and be like, hey, I don't like what you just said right now. That's the antecedent. You can kind of gauge somebody's reaction of what they're going to be like. That's B, the behavior that's going to happen. How are they going to react? How they react shows how mature they really are in their emotions. Of course, with children, they're growing. You're teaching them how to react to certain things. You're teaching them better behaviors on how to react to situations. So they can either react in a positive way, or an extremely negative way, or just a regular negative way, or they don't react at all. C is the consequence of that. So the consequence is what am I going to do to react to your situation? So if I told somebody, hey, don't like what you said to me, like that crossed my boundary, and they react in a way that's like, okay, I understand, I apologize. Cool. The consequences is that you guys, it's all good, it's all cool, I apologize, cool. Now, if they react in a way that's like, what are you talking about? And and they just go on and in and then it becomes a screaming thing. The consequence of that is what? That's up to you to decide what's going to be. You can give into the rah and then you guys are all having bad behavior all over the place. Or, like she said, you can choose to let them, and you let you process it, however long it takes for you guys to process it. And then the consequences, whatever happens between you and that person, it can either just, I don't want to deal with you no more, or we can work this out. And I guess that's what I've always, I guess that's what I'm learning from the let them theory, is all the things that I have learned and how to deal with people's behavior. And it's tough to explain it, and I wish I could explain it better. But it's like some people will take accountability for the things they've done, the things they say, and some people won't. And you got to realize, is that who they are? Or is that how they were raised? Or do they just truly just don't want to change? They're not going to change for you. They're not going to change for me. They're not going to change for the next person. And that usually happens in relationships that don't work out. You try and try with somebody, and you do your hardest, and you know, maybe it was you too, and you didn't make the behavior any better. And you just kind of go from there. But a lot of times people don't like to take accountability for the things they've. And sometimes people accuse you of doing things, and you're like, I didn't even do that. We have to learn how to deal with people's behavior on a better level. Once you learn behavior in general, you can kind of gauge who somebody is, who somebody isn't, and kind of go from there. That's my tip for the day. I see you guys in the comments, and you guys are talking about the situation. Let me go back in the chat. Where did I leave off? Okay, there's the Bunny XO. Okay, he's a metformin. I think I left off here. Okay, Cookie says he could be a huge voice for us, and he could if he chooses to. If he isn't or is not on, you know, the medicine. I know that celebrities, they know what this medicine is. They know. We saw it with celebrities before they even. I was talking to somebody about that. I don't know if it was last night or the other night, about how, you know, everybody talks about Ozempic, and we know that to be on Ozempic is to be diabetic. So when people used to tell me, like, I'm on Ozempic, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that you have type 2 diabetes, and they're like, I don't have diabetes. But I also forgot that the other person reminded me that back then, Ozempic was really, like, the only known, it wasn't the only GLP-1 out there, but it was the only, like, popular one. That people were using it for weight loss, because there wasn't Wegovy yet, and definitely wasn't Mounjaro and Zepbound. But I know people who are on Mounjaro that are like, I'm on Ozempic, and it's like, no, you're not. Like, how do you not know? How do you not read the bottle and be like, I'm on? You know what I mean? Like, how do you not read the box and know what you're on? But we are so dedicated to the medicine. And I also told her, like, people with type 2, they usually don't hype about the medicine like these Zepbound people do, because they're taking it just as, especially if you don't know, I'm saying if you don't know the GLP-1 world, you're going to kind of just be like, oh, my doctor prescribed me medicine, I have to take these shots, cool. And they just benefit from what the medicine was intended to do, help you, you know, the GLP-1, help you with the glucose control, and, you know, help you with, I mean, the whole variety of what it was made for. It was made to help you with your insulin, you know. They take it, they're fine, and we all forget the side effect is weight loss. And of course, that's why, you know, Wegovy and Zepbound came about. But everyone is always about this Ozempic, and I believe that most celebrities know about it. Like Cookie, yeah, I'm glad he's getting healthy. Yeah, I'm just happy he is getting healthy. I'm happy for anybody, however you do it, as long as it's healthy, that you are getting healthier. You know, we've done crash diets. We've done things to ourselves where we know, like, what was I doing to myself? You know, GLP-1s, they are safe. They are effective. They're not for everybody, though. Then there's that. You know what I mean? I'm not a doctor, not a dietitian, not a medical professional, none of that, not no astronaut. If you want to go and get medical advice, go to your medical professional. If you want to go to the moon, I can't take you there. Okay? He said GLP-1s aren't for him because of the GI issues. As a singer, heartburn is their worst nightmare. So he said, sorry, that's why he didn't. He's not diabetic, and they've tried metformin to help control his. What's BS? Is that? Let me know what the B and the is. Heartburn, yeah. Heartburn's terrible. I can't imagine heartburn for singers. Like right now I'm like burping, but like I ate hot stuff last night, so I couldn't imagine for him. Journey says, for me, I lost it the right way too. Right, Zepan was the right way for me. Yes, I totally agree with you, Journey. It was the right thing for me. Does it mean sometimes I get a little side eye. When people are like, I lost this the natural way. It's like, what do you want? An award? Like, I lost just as much weight as you. Yes, I needed to chemically restrain myself, but that should tell you what type of obesity I have. I was severely obese in here. There was something in here that was signaling to my stomach 24/7, you're hungry, you're hungry, you're hungry. That is something that I can't control. It's what do you call it? It's like a dysfunction that I have. Why would you? I don't know why people make you try to feel bad for something that you can't control. I can't control that missed signal that happens 24/7 in my brain. Zepbound can though. Trizepatide can though. So yeah, it's absolutely the right way. I'm proud of anybody that did it the natural way. I've lost just as much weight the natural way too, but my dysfunction came back. There's nothing I could do to stop that. Hope to God and I pray that there's something that comes out that permanently stops it. But for now, I'm managing it the best way I can. Absolutely. Losing It Gray says, Serena, more acceptance. Yeah, more acceptance all in all in general. Normally, if you are on metformin, you are diabetic, but not always. I didn't know that. I thought I've only ever seen diabetics on metformin. Like a lot of my family members, that's the first thing they ever, they would be like, "Oh, are you on metformin yet? Are you on metformin yet?" And all my family, I've always seen metformin, so I assumed it was for that, but I didn't know it wasn't also for that. I mean, it could be used other than helping managing diabetes. I couldn't get that out, girl. Thank you. Mia says they found out his blood sugar was very high. Okay. It would not come down. All right. That makes sense for the metformin part. Absolutely. Delilah says metformin is also used off-label for weight loss, pre-diabetes, and PCOS. Oh, okay. Since it helps stabilize. What is BS, girl? I need to figure out what BS is. I'll get to it. I'm pretty sure you probably said it. Let me scroll down and see if... Okay, you haven't said it yet. Blood sugar. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, let me see. Where was I? Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Okay. So it's used. Okay. I know my sister took it for PCOS. Because she has PCOS. So I didn't know. But then again, she was also diabetic. So I thought diabetes. Okay. The more you know. Thank you guys. Jelly Roll sounds like he's full of poo and gaslighting us like Lizzo. And there's that part too. We truly don't know what these celebrities are really doing. Like, they can only show us what they allow us to be, like, to allow us to see. Like, I know, since we're smaller creators, like, you get to see a little more of our lives. But I only allow you guys to see what I show you guys. I don't put a 24-hour live camera in my house where you see me all day, every day. On a grander scale, when it comes to celebrities, yeah, they don't have to show you guys anything. They don't have to show any of us anything. They could just say, well, I'm doing this way, and then, like Jen says, gaslight the heck out of us, just like Lizzo did. So, I absolutely agree with any of that. Mia says, I'm not an expert on jelly, neither am I. Thank you. But I do watch all of his stuff his wife has done lately, and she takes Retta because she's been convinced that Retta shreds you without the side effects that Trizepatide. That's crazy. She's tried to take Zep and got really sick. Okay, so if Zep made her sick, then why do the triple agonist of Zep? Zep is 2, and I get the third one's the fat burning, but that sounds like somebody that literally saw a personal trainer, an expensive personal trainer, and was like, this is the best for you. Here, take this. It's the best. And I've seen his wife. She doesn't look like she struggles from obesity. So, unless that was another wife. I don't know. These celebrities be having multiple wives, like, divorced, remarried. So maybe it's another wife. But yeah, that sounds like somebody who's taking ill advice from somebody who's just, give me what you got, the best of it. Okay, thank you, bye. Agree with you. Mia says both her hairstylist, manager, meme, and her makeup artist lost weight on Zepbound. Because everybody knows about it now. Nobody's really turning to semaglutide. Nobody's really turning to Wegovy. I was talking about that last night on Chelsea's live. Like, Wegovy's like that forgotten stepchild. Everyone is like, forget Wegovy. Even her and Evelyn feel like, because Evelyn are the only two people that I know that are on Wegovy, they feel like they're on the great value brand of a GLP-1. How sad is that? Like, there are some people where semaglutide has helped them change their lives, done everything above for them. And for us, like, I know we hype up Zepbound so much. I know we do. And Chelsea even said, like, hey, if I had a chance, I would do Zepbound. And she's like, I would do it because I hear the hype. I hear the positivity in it. I hear what it does I see what it does for people. But she's fine. And Evelyn also says she's fine with being on Wegovy because it works for them. It's just whatever does work for you. If my insurance told me they would have covered Wegovy, I would have just switched over to Wegovy. I would have tried it at least. Tried it as long as I could. If I decided to go back to Zep, I'd go back to Zep. But for me, it was nothing. It was all or nothing. So, yeah, I decided. Was it cheaper to do semaglutide? Of course. But I knew it already worked. But if I had never had the chance to be on Zep, yeah, sure. My bad, I went on a tangent with that. Okay. Mia says Jelly was talking to Joe Rogan and he did spit talk GLP-1s. Okay, I said it right. Spit talk GLP-1s, but a ton of people in his camp are on them. Bert, Krishner, I can't say his word now. The comedian, yes, I know what you're talking about, has just told everybody he's on Mounjaro, as he should. If he's on Mounjaro and he's type 2 diabetic, it does wonders for you. I don't think taking a GLP-1 makes me 167 pounds weight loss any less special. Right. That's their problem, not mine. And you said it the best, Mia. The best. It doesn't make my weight loss any less special. Because Mia is in her bed, foot surgery and all, and she is still doing strength training in bed. And this is facts. She has said this to me personally, and she said this to me, and she said it in different lives. Pumping iron in bed. You can't stop her. And that's how a lot of our mind shift has changed since the GLP-1s. Well, there's times where we are sick, but we are still getting our steps, our workouts in. Some of us emotionally don't even want to get up. Some of us are overwhelmed. Some of us are like Delilah right now, like migraines, everything. It will still look at what our macros are, what we're eating, what our movement. Like, we're still dedicated to this, just like somebody who was doing this without one. I get, like, I'm not trying to get a little upset, but sometimes I do get a little upset, and I could be honest about it, though. I do get a little upset when there's people who try to push it in your face, like, I did it the natural way. I did too. We all have done it at a point in time the natural way, and it didn't work. And I praise God that there is this medication that actually works for us. So why make us feel any less special, any down for that? For what? And that's when it comes into that whole hurt people like to hurt people. If you were a healed person, you would have nothing to say. But congratulations, you look great. I'm so happy that you're healthy. We say that to everybody else, but yet we don't get that same consideration back. It's ridiculous in a way. That's me getting off my soapbox. Okay. Sunshine says, yes, Gen F, gas lighting, honey. Grace says, oh snap, Mel just reaffirmed your last words. Yes, and what she was talking about, that's confirmation. Mia says, just like Jelly running his entire property in Nashville to lose weight doesn't make his 300-pound weight loss any special. And that's on everything. What did we sacrifice? A lot of us sacrificed everything to get on this meds. Not financially. Some of us financially. Some of us emotionally. Some of us mentally are still struggling with just the simple things of losing all this weight. If that man ran his property into the ground to do all this, it shows how desperate he was too to even lose all this weight, just like we were. All of us that are on this medication, we took the courage, we took that fighting chance against everything and got the shots and succeeded from it. People like Mia, 167 pounds down, the reason why she's there is because she never stopped. So to say that, to look down on something that works for somebody else, that's actual prescription medication to manage a disease, is crazy. Nicole says, hey everybody, hello Nicole, love you girl. Saying hi Nicole. Yes Nicole, how are you feeling, honey? How is your belly? Okay, I didn't know if you put it, you did put some of it out there, but how are you feeling? What you're experiencing, very much painful, very much, I hope it gets better. Yes. What if it's family? What if it's family for what? In the situation of on the book? Is that the one? Because I got Jelly Roll in mind. But let me know. You don't need to be diabetic to be on metformin. Okay. Yeah, I honestly, I never knew. So thank you for letting me know. Not bad if I keep on top of my payments. Okay, good. Good. I am glad. You're getting some type of relief. Excuse me, you're doing a great job. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I try to explain things I've learned in therapy, but since I've gone to years of therapy, it's kind of hard to condense it down to so thank you. Sunshine said, hey Nicole. Amarilla's good night. You're so welcome, my dear. I hope you have a great sleep. I hope you get everything you need today. Absolutely. Jenny says, Nicole, I'm a G girl. What is going on with you? I'm not on for a few weeks and you end up in the hospital. Are you good? Yes. She says she's doing, much better. She's not in the hospital right now. And I just learned that her pain medication is helping her. So I'm pretty sure she answered in the comments. So, but yes, I'm glad you're doing much better. She said good night, Miss Day. Nicole says, hey Sunshine, hey Grace, hey Cookie, everybody from Miss Nicole Girl. Yes. Here we go. The solution, Kim J says, the solution I believe is yes, to let them, pray for them, allow for grace, and allow God to mature them in his timing. But then again, let yourself stay in prayer, move how God says, and if the behavior is stopped, your growth, then proceed accordingly to what will serve you better. That's what I mean. That is what I mean, you guys. I know the technical terms of behavior, but to tie the psychology, the psychological stuff I know with faith, you say it better than I ever could, Kim, and I absolutely agree to everything. You could pray for people to mature, pray for God to heal them, and Kim has been talking to me about praying for your enemies. Be like Jesus, that giving side, that turn the other cheek. And even when life just throws everything at you, we are still human at the end of the day. And even Jesus said that on the cross, please forgive them for they do not know. I understand. I totally understand that. I understand that the human side of me needs to get more connected with the spirit side of me, so that we can become one. And I feel like when you have your spiritual side and your human side, if you're strong in both, you have everything. Not financially, not physically, you just have everything. You're whole. Yes. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. Nicole says, home now, January, oh my gosh. Home now journey, but on Dilaudid. Ooh, and I do. The few times I've been on Dilaudid, felt like somebody was like sitting on my chest, like, but it does kill any pain. Any pain. A sunshine says, bye-bye, Mariellis. It's just like saying Kleenex or Tupperware. They are just the names we associate with these things. That's a good way to put it. Yes. That's a really good way to put it. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I couldn't click on it. Journey says, I'm glad you're home healing. I don't know what it is, but I hope it makes you feel, but absolutely. Absolutely. I agree, Cookie. Kim J, well said, honey. Yes. Nicole says, I was in the hospital for a week, Journey, in critical care unit. I had gallstone pancreatitis, and I was jaundice. It was not good, Journey. Yes, and if anybody knows what any of that is, it's terrible. I have had gallstones, but they never blocked my bile duct. They blocked the duct coming out of the gallbladder, which is why I had gallbladder attacks. It's when you feel like your insides are exploding inside of you, and it's terrible, horrid. But when they block the duct, all of it gets so backed up that you become yellow, and that's jaundice. And you really need to get it out of you because it's not good. It's toxic. I have been praying, and we all have been praying for you. Tough, Nicole, tough. Once you were in critical care, even before then, but once we found out you were in critical care, yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, my husband was talking to me. My daughter's therapist is supposed to arrive any minute. Let me see if he's at the door. Okay, we're good. He's not here yet. Okay, sorry. But yes, sorry to cut you off, Miss Nicole. But yeah, I know it was terrible. It was not good. And I'm glad you're out of the jaundice and that you're home and trying to heal the best you can. Yes, blood sugar. She said, hey, Nicole. Kim J, yes, I love that. Every time. Every time. Yes. She said, ooh, Nicole. Ooh, Nicole. Sorry to hear that. I know. That was tough. Hey, Delilah. She said, OMG, Nicole, all of that. I'm so sorry you went through all of that. Did they blame it on GLP-1? Oh, didn't even think about that. Jeez, Nicole, that's terrible. Right. I had a gallstone blocking my bile duct, cutting off my liver, right kidney, and they started to shut. Yeah. It's no joke, girl. I am so sorry. ICU, did they have to do surgery? No, they said it wasn't my weight loss or anything I did. It's hereditary. My mom had gallstones. Her gallbladder was removed. Yep. Once I got my gallbladder removed, life went a bit better, and I'm glad that you had yours removed. I am just very sorry because it is not a fun surgery at all. I had mine laparoscopically. I don't know if you had to have the other version, which is tough. What do they call it? Like the old school way of removing a gallbladder? When they cut you from like here to here. I'm so sorry, Nicole. Oops. There you go. Big hugs to you, Nicole. I can't believe you went through all of that. I'm glad you're okay and you made it out alive. I'm glad. Your kidney shutting down is no joke, sweetheart. No joke. Thank you, Journey, for your prayers for her too. A lot of us are doing it the natural way by doing the things people naturally do to get better. But we just have an additional tool, GLP-1, GIP, to help in the efforts to get to/return to our best. And that's fine. Yes, and that is okay. It's okay. It's a tool. Yes, there's people who are going to abuse the tool. Of course. And that's the humanity side of all of this. People abused Weight Watchers. People abused South Beach diet. I abused Zumba. Most people, they abuse themselves on, what is that called? P90X. Even way before then. People are abusing themselves with liquid diets. Like, there's so many things we have tried to do. Yes, there are people who are going to not do great on this medicine because they choose not to. But there is a majority of us that are watching these videos, that are watching these content creators, that are finally learning that this is working. So whatever him and his wife decide to do, cool. But keep the negativity, keep the negative comments to yourself, keep the gaslighting to yourself. You have an audience. Like, keep it all to you. And at least we know we're the real ones, okay? We're the real ones. We know. As long as we know, fine. People could find us. Nicole says, I have my gallbladder removed, but they can't do it. Oh, I have to have okay, you have to have it removed, but they can't do it while my pancreas is so, okay. But we'll get it done soon. Okay. I was only worried because when they do an emergency gallbladder removal, they usually have to do it the barbaric way. I'm not gonna lie. It's like an incision from like your chest onto your side. I can't really. Here, I could probably show you if I go to. It's like from here to here, and it takes like 6 months to recover from. So if you're having it planned, most likely it'll be laparoscopically. You'll just have a few scars, one underneath your belly button, two on the side, one up top, like underneath your rib cage. But when the time comes, and we were going to continue to pray for you, but when the time comes, let us know, and we will be there for you, and the way we can. My goodness, Nicole, I'm so glad you're well. Did they remove your... Oh, no, she just said they did it. She has to have it removed, but not yet. You have to wait till the inflammation goes down. I know, right? So scary. Kim J says, hi, Nicole, and continue to feel better. Absolutely. Mia says, Bunny is totally into all sorts of peptides. She takes multiple ones. And it's those type of people that feel like they can pay to get healthy. And it's like, who are you to talk about a GLP-1 when you're paying to... A lot of those peptides people be buying, just eat an egg or eat some whole food and you'll be better. Like, a lot of people who are fascinated with peptides and purchase multiple peptides, some people need it. And some people are doing it because they feel like this is the newest hype. This is what's going to do it for me. And it's like, girl, go see a doctor, please. Good Lord. All I know is I lost 120 naturally and then 150 on the pen. None of it is better lost than the... And that's it. And that's it right there. There's no difference. There was no, this was better than this time. And this is 10 out of 10 and this is 5 out of 10. We are just trying to get healthy at the end of the day. Real quick, let me answer my door real quick. You're still gonna see me, but I just have to answer the door. Okay, I'm back. But she said, dang man, Nicole, my heart is with you and I'm praying you heal good and quickly and they don't have to do that. Right. Oh, Nicole said, thank you, everybody, and you're very welcome. You got a whole community behind you, sweetheart. You have a whole, GLP-1 family, and we're here for you. Mia says, peptides that are just numbers, and I don't know who convinced her to do Reddit before it was approved. Could be market, right. People will just convince you. I've heard of so many scientific bodybuilders. I forget what they're actually called. They're taking stuff like that too, and you're like, for what? Like, you guys can't wait till it's approved, or like or you're not in that, don't qualify. I just don't get it, but I can't say nothing either. Like, I'm on compound, but that's because I was on name brand and it's not covered no more, so I have to do what I have to do. But I'm trying to get healthy. I mean, they could probably say the same thing too, but I mean, there's always that line of like, you could tell people, you can advise people, but you can't tell them what to do. So it's kind of like, well, if that's the way you want to spend your money, and if at the end of the day you're injecting yourself, if you wind up in the hospital, kind of on you. No, it has to be done. I see the surgeon later this. Okay, let us know. You can post it on your channel because I've seen when you were at the critical care on your channel. Just on your posts and whatnot. Let us know when the day like of the surgery, so we can for real like pray in the moment for you, and of course beforehand. Journey says, my husband literally told me you've been dieting ever since I met you, but I've never seen you this happy losing weight and eating without feeling guilty afterwards. And that really hit me. Zep saves. I thought you, oh yeah, no, Zep saves. It does. And especially when you've been in a relationship that long. And they've seen every up and down from you. And they've seen like, oh, she's in her mood again. She's eating less and running on the treadmill more, or whatever you did before as that bound. And my husband was like that. He's like, oh, she's back to Zumba. Look at her go. He knew it was going to spiral into this where I did lose it, and then just couldn't keep it off. And then it was a spiral because I was like, man, I feel guilty. I can't get it right. I just can't stop. But yeah, like your husband said to you, it's the first time where you're happy. It's the first time. My husband gets a little jealous of me now because he's like, oh my God, like, I like have to ask you for food. And you're like, no, I'm not hungry still. And he's like, oh my gosh, your brain is like a normal person now. And it's like, I'm not used to it. And like, he used to love eating all my snacks and eating all my chips and like, just like not eating them all, but like kind of dabbling in the stuff I had. He goes, you don't even get any like junk food no more. I'll always offer him, you want a beef jerky stick or you want a string cheese? And he's like, that's too healthy. And I'm like, well, that's my life now. But I'm glad, Journey. Nicole says, because it could happen. Yes, it could. When your gallbladder is still there full of stones. Your stones sound like they were probably like the bigger stones. The ones that block the ducts are usually pretty large. I had hundreds of mini stones. Like they're like the size of like a pinky, like smaller than a pinky nail. So yeah, it'll come back. So I'm sorry you have to have the surgery, but I'm glad that you're able to get it out of you. Doing legs, knee lifts, knee lifts can only stand one leg, so I do them on my knees. High fives to everybody who's lost any weight. Yay! To accomplish, absolutely. Mia did the thing, and GLP-1 or not, you can't take that away from her. Journey says, Nicole, I hope it goes well. I'm not having fun. It's not having fun living with yeah, it's not. Definitely not. But life without a gallbladder, I know the first 6 months kind of sucks because as soon as you eat something, you got to go straight to the bathroom. It's called dumping syndrome. But super enzymes is what's helped me. The super enzymes I got have ox bile. And ox bile is kind of what my surgeon told me I needed after not having a gallbladder. So yeah. Is that Miss Reset with Anissa, honey? Because I choose to reset with Anissa every time. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Please forgive me, girl. I have not been in your lives. I felt okay. Sorry, you guys. I felt so bad because I was like one of the people that commented on Anissa's post. I was like, I'll be there, girl. And she even told me, is that too early for you to be there? And I was like, no, I got it. I'm there. Don't worry. Girl, I was asleep. I catch the replay, though. I'm so sorry I didn't make it to that live. I get excited when Anissa comes on. Nicole, I had my gallbladder removed a long time ago. It was done robotically, and the recovery was easy. I pray the same for you. Yes, very much easier. I was in a hospital for a week before they could do it. No food, no... Cookie! For a whole week! I would have screamed. When I tell you, I would have flipped the bed over somehow. Like, I would have screamed. Before Zepbound 2, I went 5 days without food or drink because I wasn't allowed. And that was not that I wanted to. Yeah, like, when you're sick, you're like, don't even give it to me. I'm fine. But a week, 5 days, that's even too long. Oh yes, Cookie, girl. She said, yeah, Nicole, same for me. No food, no water the whole time. That was the worst part. I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry, Nicole. They probably say they probably say, here, have an ice cube. I would have thrown a fit. Cookie, Journey says, you have issues without a gallbladder. I haven't had any. Praise God. I guess because my diet wasn't good and I just make too much acid in my stomach. I have GERD, and then I think that's the reason why I had issues with not having a gallbladder. It's like I have too much acid in my stomach. Hi, Anissa. Exactly, Journey. Family can get effed to Nicole if they don't care to learn to treat us as they require. Yes, girl, F them. They can stay on their side of the table. I'll stay on mine. I think that's the hardest thing I've ever had to learn to do. One of the hardest things was letting go of family. Because society tells you that's your family, you love them, they're you, everything's great. But they're the ones that are supposed to understand the most. They're the ones that are supposed to be there for you the most. They're the ones that no matter what, we got the same blood running through us. So when they don't get it, and then they can't grow, and they can't mature, and they can't just do what they need to do as a decent human being, or be there as a decent human being, or just nothing, instead of just chaos and ruin and selfishness and all the negativity and above, letting them go is rough. But just like Mel Robbins said, life has a funny way of going back to normal. It's a new normal, but it's normal. That's when you meet people that are like, I go no contact with my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, my brothers, my sisters, my in-laws, no contact. And you're thinking, how did you get to that point? Like, what do you mean you don't talk to your mom? What do you mean you don't talk to your children? What do you mean you don't talk to, your best friend of 30 years? And you have to learn that, like, they had to do that. Let them be them. And I'll be happy on my side because there's only so much people could take. 1 second. Sorry, my daughter was getting upset, you guys. Thanks for understanding. But yeah. Journey, I couldn't even have an ice cube. Oh, girl. They could have missed me with that. Day says, what saddens me is that without our GLP-1 community, people compare or brag dose levels, the amount of weight, how fast, and if it is truly a journey, it's a personal health journey we should praise. And that's what we were talking about yesterday with Chelsea, where it's like people tend to compare, people tend to brag, people tend to be like, they'll say things that are kind of like, what's that called, like a backhanded compliment. They'll be like, oh, you're on like what is it, like 10 milligrams? Oh, well, I lost all my weight on 2.5. It's like, you don't get a prize for losing a ton of weight on 2.5 though. And you don't get a prize for losing all the weight on 15 either. Let's just be happy that we're getting healthier, that our comorbidities are going down or in remission or going away. Let's be happy that we're losing this weight so that we can live longer. Not for the community, but for you, your loved ones, your family. You're doing this for you. Absolutely, I agree. No cookie, but I want to know many that don't have one and can't eat certain foods or anything else. And I don't know too many that don't have one and can't eat. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know too many people like that either. Sorry, my daughter is not having it right now. Okay, Journey. Oh, okay, Journey. That's a shame. Yeah, it definitely is. Exactly. Sunshine says the whole Manjaro versus Zepbound is silly to me. It's trizepatide and the active ingredient in both vials are pens. No special sauce in Zepbound. One doesn't let you, your money to help you pay for expensive meds. And I completely agree. Sorry. Yeah, me and Kim actually did a Zepbound versus Manjaro. And the point of it was to just kind of be like, there is no real difference, except one really does help with, it helps one with their comorbidities and it helps another with another comorbidity. But in the end, we're on the same med and we're all doing great. That was the point of it. There is no comparison when it comes to the two. It's the same thing. I know, Mama. You're so upset. You're so upset. I gotta hurry up. Sunshine, I totally agree with that. If the dose is working, it's working. And if you're losing fast or slow, whatever, as long as you're losing, who cares? I'm a turtle and I'm okay. Absolutely. So however much whatever your pace is that's your journey. And that's all that matters. You're welcome, sweetheart. I appreciate all the prayers. And as a disclaimer, just because you are growing in God and trying to do what you are called to do, you still have days slash things that them slash trip you up. We will fall down, but we'll ask for forgiveness. Oh, and get back up and try again. No one's perfect. That's why God says give grace. You want grace, you're supposed to give grace and mercy too. And I could never say it better than myself. I could never say it better myself. You can't. If you want grace, you're supposed to give grace and mercy too. You give what you get what you give. Beautiful. Thank you, Kim. I watched a guy in the UK and they blamed his jail people and told him to get Zep because of pancreatitis. Oh. And he blamed his jail people. Told him to get off Zep because of pancreatitis. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they will blame the medicine. Agreed. They also have a personal cooks train. Yep. I could never get below 160. I'm gonna say no matter how much I fasted or intermittent fasted or eating healthy, my mind wanted the peanut butter in the pantry. I lost major weight 3 times in my life, and then it came back. Yep. We can't fix it. Not yet. There's nothing that's out there yet. We have a dysfunction, and that's okay. We can live with it. Now that we're managing it with the medication, don't let anybody down you for it, though. Of course not. Won't come back. Yep, it won't come back this time. Cookie, I gotta admit, that is my biggest fear. Absolutely. Oh my god, hello, Pepper Bell Flowers. Sorry you came in and my daughter's all screaming in the back. Oh, love you, girl, for being here. I'm about to end this soon because I know she is not having it. Yeah, I can understand that, but I think as long as these shots are available, I'll keep the regain anyway. Yeah, I think I read that right. I'll keep the regain anyway. Yeah, it's not the weight; it's the loss of the meds that could. Okay, yeah, definitely. Everyone's saying hello to Bellflower. Hello, hello. Cookie for sure, as long as I can keep the meds in hands. But what if we won't be able to access them? Yeah. Then we might all be in trouble. Yes. That's how I was trying to read yeah. I know. And it's scary for all of us, but all we can do is pray that we won't and that things do turn around and that we can get something or things won't all go away. But at least we know what works now. I'm not even going to think like that. I believe God has our backs. Yes, exactly. Hello, ladies. Hello, Bellflower. Yeah, Journey, let's not even talk about it. Next subject, right. Everyone's saying hi. Sorry, I had to burn through the comments. That was what my question was about earlier about family. Oh, okay, good. I know, Nicole, that the question, that's why I said it, I believe. I'd rather be alone than surrounded by family and still feel alone. Period. Yes, Cookie. Encouraging and praying with you, Journey, that it all works out and it's supposed to be. Supposed to. God's got you, honeybee. Oh, we know He cares and provides and believe that. The real sweet tea. Yeah, thank you. That goes for everybody. God is there for all of us. What do you mean? Of course I get a prize. The prize of health and wellness. And that is the prize. That's absolutely the prize. I'll always work out. It always work out, Kim J, doesn't it? Always. Always. I think I need to distance myself from my older brother. All he does is make me... Yes, please. I wish I had more time to elaborate about it, but that's the hardest thing I had to do is distance myself from my sister. Ever. And that was just recently, so I feel you on that. There's no need for family that has been with you ever since you were here, ever created, for you to have to deal with any of their emotions that they can't control, grow from, or grow up from. It has nothing to do with you no more. If you allow it not to. Nicole, I don't blame you, babe. I'm sorry, but I don't blame you. Of course not. I don't blame you. Yes, even when it seems bleak somehow, in some way, God even makes the worst out of no way. We're still here, right? On period. Yes. All the babies tugging at my heart. I know, I'm sorry. Oh my God, she's having a fit in the back. She's having a fit. And it's not that her therapist is here and I don't know if they're doing something and she's like, I don't want to do it. So she usually never really cries. So that's why I'm trying to get to her. Take care, everybody. Looking forward to our next chat. Our next chat. Take good care. Hugs. Oh, hugs from everybody from this day, honey. Yes, have a good night, everybody. Yes, Delilah Health and Wellness. Good night. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for showing up to the book club, chapter 8. So sorry, little one. But, kids are going to be kids, and she's okay. So, she is A-okay. Thank you guys for standing, for letting me pause and do everything I need to do. Book club will be this Saturday because this is a rescheduled book club from last Saturday. This Saturday, Delilah will be doing chapter 9, so be there, be square, if not, and that's okay, even if you are square. So yeah, at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, and 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There you go. So go to Miss Delilah, honey, for the book club next Saturday. And I put Delilah's information in the description below. I put it on the description of my post. She's in the chat. So yeah. So everybody's saying, Kim J, thank you, Kim J, for coming by. She's a great live. I love you too. Nicole says, bye, everybody. I hope everything gets much better for you, Nicole. Love you down, honey. You need anything, you hit me up, okay? And that's on, period. No need to apologize. Oh, thank you. Jenny says, hey, catch another time. Hi, Jenny Inspires, honey. Love you, girl. Love you for even coming. Love you for even stopping by. Thank you, sweetheart. Absolutely. Next Saturday, we'll be at Delilah Rodriguez. If you want to head over to chapter 10, we would love to have you there, my dear. Nicole, thanks again for all the prayers all the time. Oh, Jen, good night, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. Yes, Journey. Oh, thank you. Good job. Oh, you're welcome. Journey of Life says good night, East Coasters, right? Because we're on the West Coast baddies over here. Bye, everybody. Nicole, feel better. Yes, Jenny inspires. Yes, Miss Purple Bellflower, thank you for being here. Love you, girl. Love you so much. Thank you. Yes, Purple Bellflower. Thanks, Journey. Feel better, yes, and feel better, Delilah. I hope your head feels much better, my dear. I've been listening in the background. Oh, I'm so sorry you all have headaches, but thank you, Sandra. And I will go and make the moderators, Grace, Sandra, Journey today. You guys can be all welcome here. You guys don't have to stay here every single time, but I love you guys for it. Yes. Sorry, Sandra. And you too, Sandra. Alrighty, guys. I gotta head out. I love you guys. Bye.